Here we're going to prepare a raw food meal for 5 English Bulldogs. I have this set up in the same way all the time. These are our big pups, these are our little pups. This is Aussie, Indy, Warrior, Lua, and Kona. I do this every time so I know exactly how much each one gets since they all get different amounts. Today's food is going to be raw chicken with some broccoli and a little bit of cow liver. Today we're going to be cutting up the chicken. I cut up the chicken for all my pups just because they're real small. It makes it easier for them to eat it and quicker. And you don't have to worry about them choking on anything. So let's start cutting this. I always start off by cutting this. This is my technique on how I cut chicken. If you guys want to cut chicken like this, you could use it. I've been doing this for 3-4 years now, every single day. So I'll start off with the leg. I cut all the meat off. There, we got all the meat off the bone. I'll cut up this in little pieces. Today all of our dogs except 2 will be getting cut chicken. The 2 bigger ones, Kona and Lua, will just get a full piece of chicken. They can eat it on their own, no problem. With the bones, dogs can eat raw bones. They cannot properly digest cooked bones. With the bones, I also like to make it a little easier since it's so big. I'll cut off the ligaments on the end, or the joints. And now we got a small bone. Cut that. There's that. Now to tackle the big chicken quarter part, I'll remove the back end bone. We'll remove this bone. There we are. Got the bone. Now this takes practice where to cut. Over time you get better at it. Cut it up in pieces. I've had a lot of people ask me how I cut the chicken, so that's why I'm making this video, so those that are interested in chopping up their dog's meals will know exactly how I do it, and maybe it'll help you out. I'll keep this bone for a bigger dog. Now this is all meat with a little bit of bone in it, not much. Let's go ahead and get it all cut up. Of course, the smaller the better. It'll be easier for your dog to eat it and digest it. If you cut them too big, your dog could try to swallow several pieces at a time and end up choking on them, so you don't want to cut them too big. So that's about the portions I give the pups, Aussie, and Indy for chicken. We'll move on to Warrior's bowl. We'll cut these edges. You always want to make sure your dogs get bone. Bone is very important. Move on to the next one. Now all this chicken's frozen. I just rinse it to get the ice off. You don't have to freeze your chicken, but if you're afraid of viruses or bacteria, you could freeze your chicken for 3 days at least to kill off any bacteria or virus. A lot of people are worried about dogs catching salmonella, but a lot of dogs already have salmonella as part of their gut flora. So it's not a big issue to worry about. Now Warrior could eat it whole, this guy, but he takes forever. Oops, I just dropped a piece. I'll clean that up later. Now I eyeball exactly how much each dog receives, since each dog is a different size. No dog eats the same amount. With time, you begin to learn how much chicken or food each dog will eat without getting too fat or too skinny. Now I use a glove for two reasons. One, to keep their food a little more sanitary from any germs I might have, which really isn't a big issue. And two, is to just keep my hands clean. I do this every single day, so I don't want to be cleaning up oils on my hands every day. So we're almost done. Alright, so we've got Warrior eats the most. As you can see, he's got a huge bowl of food there. To feed my 5 English Bulldogs, I go through about 8 pounds of chicken a day. Little bone we'll give to Warrior. It's not, I mean, it is not cheap, but it's also not as expensive as it would be if I bought a premium store-bought dog food, which one would be worse for them, and two would be a lot more expensive. So now that we've cut up these 3, let's go ahead and cut off a portion for our big dogs. Now, our big dog could easily eat this no problem, but it's a little too big. So what I'll do is cut off what I want. That's a good portion for Lua. That's about over a pound. And 1 more portion for our other dog, Kona. You always want to defrost your chicken the night before, because if you've ever had to cut frozen chicken, that's not fun. And this is a little thick, so we'll cut off just a little piece there. That's for Kona. So all the chicken's done now. This is a super simple raw feeding. Normally you could put any other kinds of meat. You could put beef, you could put turkey, you could put fish, pork, lamb, whatever it is that you have available to you. Chicken works really good. It has the bones, it has all the fats, the oils. So now we want to give them a little bit of vegetables, not much. It's just for the fiber. So I'll just throw little pieces in here. And this is just broccoli, frozen broccoli. I buy it frozen so that it can last me, because they don't eat it all at once. And you could give it to them frozen or defrost it. They don't really mind. Now here's some calf liver, which is frozen as well. The liver, you don't want to feed too much liver. Liver's really heavy, so you want to keep it easy on the liver. So it's more just for the necessary vitamins and nutrients they need. So I'll just give them a small little piece like that. Depending on their size, these are the small piece for the pups. Warrior will get a little bit bigger piece since he's 50 pounds. And then our two other big girls will get around a similar size. There you have it. There's the basic raw meat. Now, as a touch, a lot of dogs that have stomach issues need probiotics. So I have two kinds of probiotics here. I have kefir, which is just a store-bought. It's almost like a yogurt. It has a lot of probiotic. And then I have actual probiotics that I bought online. Certain dogs don't like milk, so they don't react to it too good. So certain dogs I'll give this probiotic. The other ones get this. So only Warrior is a little sensitive. So we'll go ahead and just give a little bit to each dog. You don't have to do this all the time, but at least once a week is good. And there's a little bit for that. And then last but not least, that's what the probiotics look like. And that's it, guys. There's a full meal. Let's wrap this up. Let's go to the back and take a look how they eat it.